This is now the Institute of Hospitality Midlands branch AGM. I think we've set aside 3 hours for this, but I'm hoping to wrap it up in about 5 to 10 minutes, unless there is anything pressing that anyone wishes to discuss. This is a formality that we need to go through, of course. I'm going to kick off, just give a brief overview. Tim, if it's okay for you just to give a very brief update on the finances, and then just some info on the committee. So yeah, I don't need to tell you guys, you've experienced the past year. It's been a very interesting year, to say the least. Our year started last year with our face-to-face event at the Belfry Hotel on the 4th of February. The fantastic Sarah Brickwood and her colleagues from the Smart Training Company running a colour profiling and management style session, which was great. And who would have thought that that would be in our last face-to-face session for the year. We concluded that with an AGM as well, and I'm pleased to say by about 500% we've increased attendance of our AGM for this one. In March, it was delighted to appoint our first student committee member, Caitlin Leach. Caitlin, I think I have seen you here somewhere. Yay, you're waving. And a massive thank you to Caitlin for the valuable insight and support that you've been providing. Then, yeah, towards the end of March, the world went a bit strange, and we took stock. The IOH did an amazing job of putting events online, and doing lots and lots of virtual support, which has been wonderful. As a Midlands branch, in October, the fantastic Ryan Doyle from Switch Hospitality. Ryan, you're there? Yes, waving. He kindly joined the committee. And again, a massive thanks for all of your contribution and your support to the committee, Ryan. It's been fantastic. And then in November the 17th, we hosted our first ever Midlands branch IOH Zoom event, and it was with Andy Street, the Mayor of the West Midlands. I think it was very well received event, had good attendance, and some very insightful information from him. We also launched our YouTube channel as well, with great thanks to Steve for driving that forward, and also our social media. Then into 2021, 19th of January, we had our biggest event to date, which was with Kate Nichols, OBE, Chief Executive of UK Hospitality, where we had nearly 250 people registered to attend. And as I've just mentioned, delighted that Kate has agreed to attend another event on the 8th of June. March the 4th, we held a great event called Mise en Place Work Ready, just giving some information to people around, getting ready to work, and the advice and info relating to that. Again, it was chaired by Bim, who was truly becoming the Michael Parkinson of the committee. So thank you, Bim, for that. So and then of course we've just had this wonderful event today. So that rounds up the year's activity. I'm delighted to say the engagement has massively grown, and also membership for the Midlands has grown by 135 members in the past year. So great growth of membership for the Midlands branch. So yeah, that's a very brief annual report overview of what we've been up to. We've also done a number of Meet Midlands and done some charitable events as well. Tim, How are the accounts looking?
Thank you, Sam. Well, there's not a great deal happening on the accounts. Obviously, with the change in approach this year to going online as opposed to meeting in person, we haven't been able to generate or spend as much as the previous year. So our income has been £606, of which 500 was sponsorship from Wenlock Water. So that was very welcome. Obviously, this all relates to the very early part of last year. We had associated expenditure of £124, so we made an operating surplus, I'm pleased to report, of £481, and our year-end cash in the bank figure is £3,001.73. So we're ahead of where we were last year, not by a huge amount, but in the circumstances, I don't think it's a bad result. And everything's in the black, which is where we like it. So that's the accounts, I'm afraid.
Nice and clean. Fantastic.
Any questions? Always very welcome.
So I've just tagged Mark into a couple of them comments you've put on because they're his kids, like Amber and Connor. Yeah, so I've tagged Mark into.
I'll do that in future.
I'm not sure they were questions for us, so we'll ignore those ones.
Maybe not.
Back to you, Sam.
Okay. Again, I'd just like to take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to the committee. The committee has been working tirelessly over the past year, arranging all of the various events that are put on, and a lot of work has been put in, and a huge congratulations to a couple of our committee members who have recently been acknowledged for everything they've been doing and received a fellowship. So a huge congratulations to Steve, our branch secretary, and also to Sarah, our branch membership officer. So well done, fellows of the Institute of Hospitality. Now, I was based in the Midlands. I ran a property in the Midlands for a number of years, and we reformed the branch, which has been fantastic. I took a decision to take an opportunity in Windsor, March of last year. I thought about stepping down when I moved, but obviously the world was in a strange place, and the committee, frankly, they bullied me into staying on. I have now relocated to just outside of Windsor with my family. So I'm not even based and living in the Midlands anymore. And it is certainly with a very heavy heart that I've taken the decision that it's right for me now to step down and away from being chair and from the committee. I'm extremely grateful and proud of the committee, of everything that we've achieved and where we've taken it to in the past 2 and a bit years. And I'm sure, it's now time for a new chair to really keep on driving it forward, along with the support of the wonderful committee. There has been the opportunity for anyone to apply to take the chair's position. I have received one application for that, and I haven't received any objections either. So I would like to advise then, unless there is anyone else at the moment who on the committee, because it's only a committee that can vote for this, Tony Douglas has kindly put her hand up. She has said that she would like to actually show people how a committee should be run, and do the chair's job. And would anyone like to first, second, third, and confirm that Tony, as the chair of the Institute of Hospitality Midlands branch?
I'll first, yeah.
Second, third, fourth. Thank you, committee. Massive congratulations, Tony. Over to you.
Well,
Well, firstly, thank you all, and thank you all for supporting the nomination. That was almost as scary as a wedding day, I think, waiting for somebody to jump in there at the last moment. So, and I suppose very few words, but it would be remiss of me not to, on behalf of the committee, to thank Sam, who's been very instrumental in reforming the Midlands branch and leading the committee so successfully, and who we've all bought in to so much and wanted to really drive it forward over the last 2 years. And he's quite right. He was very bullied for the last year to stay, and it's with a heavy heart that we see you move on to Windsor, but delighted that you're finally moving your family and you've settled and clearly liking the neighbourhood. So we wish you all great success in your new role and with your family, but hope very much that you'll still virtually join us and still be an honorary member of the Midlands branch as you reformed it. And I think importantly, it's such an iconic region outside of London. It is really important for us to have this platform and network, and very timely that you, in what you did in terms of the success we had last year, which has been such a phenomenally tough year for all of us in the industry. And I think we've all benefited, engaged from this platform and being able to network with each other. And I'm sure that we will continue to do what we can to drive it forward and to increase those numbers and what the branch can offer its members. So thank you, Sam. And it's with some trepidation that I step into these very big boots, but yes, I've got your number on speed dial. So thank you.
Thank you for those kind words, Tony. Really appreciate them. Thank you. Then in terms of the committee, what am I trying to do now? I'm trying to say committee members, I haven't received any further applications for the secretary position, the treasury position, the assistant chair position, deputy chair position, or the branch membership position. Are you all happy remaining and staying on in those positions? Lots of nodding heads. Good, thank you, good. I'm glad we had conversations previously, good. Good. Now, if there are anybody out there that would like to join the committee, well, I'm no longer chair, but I'm sure the committee would welcome applications and would like to keep on growing the committee in the right way. So if you would like to be considered to be on the committee, and it is an elite bunch of people here, please send through any applications or signs of interest through to Steve, the branch secretary, and they will be discussed at the next committee meeting and responded back to. Is there any other business?
I've just got one question, if I may. I'm not a committee member though. If I'm allowed to ask a question, am I at the AGM?
Please do, Sally.
I'm just interested to know, because obviously I have been a member for many years, but haven't been involved in the organisation of it, just sort of get involved in an ad hoc way. Just what really the strategic aims are for next year. Is that something that is going to be worked up or is already in place? I'm not sure if I should have some information on that or not. So just a question.
Sally, it's a very good question. The start of the year, we had a committee meeting to discuss what we wanted to try to achieve and how many events we wanted to put on. So we'd scheduled that. We looked at membership and how we wanted to continue to engage with membership. How we wanted to continue to give back to the industry and promote the industry. work with further and higher education, as well as just education in general, promoting the industry as a great career. The Institute of Hospitality themselves have their strategy and what it is that they're wanting to achieve, and we come under that as well. Peter Ducker, the Chief Executive of the Institute of Hospitality, is stepping down, and there is a new Chief Executive who I believe has just started as well, and they're going through a handover period. So there are likely to be some changes, but all probably for the better. As I step away now, I'm sure, you know, there'll be another you know, committee meeting and you know, a refocus and re-strategize, you know, what the next 12 months is going to look like. But it's doing those things that I've said. It's giving back to the industry, promoting the industry as a great career, putting on events which are helping continuous personal development, and so on.
Okay, thank you. I suppose I'm really interested to know kind of how those things get planned, so that members can get involved in various things. You know, how will we know what's coming up, what you've decided to do for the forthcoming year?
Yeah, very good question. Again, we've sent out a number of surveys and polls and try to gauge from the membership exactly what it is that they're looking for. What do members want? Now, the response of that has been at times varied. But yeah, the more information we can receive from members as to what they would like, the more we can do, and we can align it. Now, the Midlands is, as I'm sure you're aware, is a huge area geographically that we cover. And one of the benefits from, you know, the situation we've been in the past 12 months or so is that we've been able to bring everybody together without having to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours from one side of the Midlands to the other side of the Midlands. And so that has been some of the questions that we've been debating at our committee meetings, whether what does that look like now? Do we want to be putting on face-to-face events? And if so, how many and whereabouts? What's the location for that? Because we're not the Birmingham branch of the Institute of Hospitality, we are the Midlands branch. And so it's making sure we've got the right geographical presences for that. So yeah, no, not at all. Any other questions at all? Any other things that you would like to see us doing?
Sorry, Sam, just jumping in as well. One of the things, just for Sally as well, I think one of the big things is about engagement. And as a committee member, I still talk to a lot of people who don't even know that we exist. And I think it's about getting that engagement, and our members not only being members but also becoming ambassadors for the institute, and talking to other people about what we do. I've just received the figures through from central office, and our membership has actually gone up by 135 members in the past 12 months. So which is, you know, fantastic. We've just got to keep that going now and keep that growth going. Like Sam said, we are such a huge territory. We go from Shropshire to Lincolnshire, from Cheshire down to the sort of North Oxfordshire. So it is such a huge territory to cover as well. So we just need everyone to be our ambassadors as well, and just to keep that growth going. I mean, we already know we're the best branch in the country. We just need to get more people involved in it now to see that. So.
Well said, Steve. Anything else? if there are any suggestions, any recommendations, any advice, any support that you wish to provide for the committee, it would be gratefully received, because we are here for the members and for the industry as a whole. So please do send any support, any advice through. Would be well received. Good.
Sam, if I can just jump in for one moment.
Please
there.
do.
And Sally, to pick up on your point, I think we've been through such an enormous change this year that it would be important for the committee to go away and reflect how we see ourselves going forward for the next 12 months in terms of the opportunities that we have now for networking. We can adapt with this online platform and around accessibility to these meetings, because predominantly we want to create that networking opportunity and to bring all of the areas of hospitality and the education partners and our suppliers and also Central together. So actually now is a really opportune time, if there are ideas out there or things that you've seen from other areas that we could bring into the Midlands branch in order to facilitate that, in which is such a huge region and that is not London centric, then we'd really be delighted to support that. But I do think we've already recognised that there is a hybrid approach going forward between virtual events and also face-to-face meetings, but to enable that accessibility. So please, yes, do throw forward any suggestions. We will more than happy to take them on board. Sorry, Sam, thanks.
Sam, if I may, just a couple of things. The committee can be contacted via LinkedIn. We have our own LinkedIn group, the Institute of Hospitality Midlands branch, so you can contact us there. And I think we'll make sure that there's a contact email address when we send out the post, excuse my dog, the post meeting email. And finally, just a personal thank you to Sam for his work over the last couple of years since we started setting up this probably 3 years ago now, when we first sort of looked into it with the Central guys. Clearly it's been very successful, and we look forward to the continued growth of the branch under Tony's very able leadership. But thank you, Sam. It's appreciated.
Thank you very much, Tim. Thanks for those kind words. If there is no other business, then we can officially close the AGM. Oh, I didn't know it was longer than 10 minutes. It's been 26 minutes. Wow. But good. Hopefully everybody has found it beneficial. Again, thank you to the committee. Thank you to everyone who's been in attendance. Please keep on supporting the Midlands branch of the IOH. As Steve says, the best branch of the IOH. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Take care, and yeah, stay safe. All the best.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.